The following program is powered by Ride the Wave Media.
Introducing the best podcast in Utah, Radio Daybreak. Here are your hosts, Just Blane and Becks.
Wow, what a week we had last week, Becks.
Truly, yeah.
Ooh, it was crazy. We talked to Emily from DeepDarkDrinkingChocolate.com. Oh my gosh, I've got a bag of that over here next to me somewhere. I love that stuff.
We talked so good.
Carla from Lift Cake Parties, and we even had the big Jolly Holiday Party. Like, how are you even functioning right now? Like, how do you?
I'm not. Do you see these tired eyes? Like, that is what is happening. I got zero sleep this weekend, but that's okay. We had a blast. It was so fun. Been getting those Santa photos out this week. It's just been a blast.
The ones you sent, I didn't even think my littles took a picture with Santa, and you sent pictures out. Did you Photoshop those? That's probably
no. I thought I was going to have to Photoshop your little guy in. I didn't know that. He was a little nervous about getting in there with Santa, but he did it.
Hey, speaking of Santa, a little teaser for people. Yes. We got an interview coming up in a couple weeks. We're going to play in a couple weeks. We talked to Santa, and Bex, tell him it did not disappoint, right?
Oh, no. So Santa has a favorite reindeer. I'm not going to give you any more than that, but Santa has a favorite reindeer and the insider scoop of what his favorite cookie may be.
He gave us like 3 or 4 breaking news topics. Like, it's going to make national news when this stuff hits in a couple weeks. Well, I'm still getting it together. We had to get the audio shit back. We went to the North Pole. We went up there. We trekked up there. So we're getting that back. But let's talk about today's episode. We're about to head over to Biscott's Bakery and Cafe, and we're going to interview our special guest. Who do we have today, Bex?
Yeah, so today we have Sara Elbert from Daybreak Treasures Boutique. Like, if you don't know Sara, it's shocking that you don't know her, but you got to meet her because she knows just about everybody here in Daybreak.
It's true. She wears many hats. We'll talk about all that. We'll talk about her business. We'll talk about the business networking events that she hosts. We actually are co-host on those now for the Daybreak Business Networking. We'll talk about all that. So let's head over to Biscott's. But before we do, I've got to send a special shout out. Thank you, Prakash, and the fine people who work at Biscott's for letting us always come over there and use their venue for interviews. Hey, we're going to have Prakash. Prakash is coming on the show soon.
We got to get him on the show.
He's a character. Let's go. Let's head over there and talk to Sara now.
Welcome to the show, Sara.
Thank you for having me on.
Well, so the first question is, when did you move to Daybreak?
In Daybreak itself, about 9 months. We moved to Harriman a couple of years before that. And before that, I have to admit, we came from California.
Oh, hey, so do I. So did I. So we don't have any shame here. We like California too.
I'm a California sandwich.
Yeah, you are.
Sara, we just want to keep this really cash, and why don't you start us off by telling a little bit about who you are and maybe kind of a fun thing that listeners may not know about you or your business.
Yeah.
I've been a teacher for 2 decades, actually.
Nice.
I started out at 17 in a little gift shop. Going through school, I had an art degree, and I had computer science degree, and just very into kind of the intellectual side of things. So when I had kids, it just seemed natural to have something that went along with the kids' schedule, which is teaching. So I've been a science teacher for the last 2 decades, and kind of ended my California career with AP Environmental, AP Biology, and a full arts integration at a high level with those high level courses. And then my husband's job brought us out this direction.
Okay.
And then I had a chance to kind of think about what it is that really makes me happy.
Yeah.
And I want to be part of a community. I love art. I love small businesses and the family feel you get when you go into your local places. I love supporting people in our local places and supporting creativity. So having my own boutique that had local creations from local artists and authors, and then having classes for art and book signings and getting my community involved just seemed like the ideal fit.
That is amazing. And if you don't know Sara, you need to get to know Sara. Like, she really has so many connections here within our community. It's actually how we started, how we met, right? Was through, why don't you speak a little bit to that on the business networking that we do?
So when I started my own business, of course I'm a lifelong learner, so like trying to continually improve myself, I thought, how am I going to reach out there to my other small businesses and help my other small businesses and get to know the people in my community? Actually, Lauren Palmer over in Harriman has a work from home lunch where he's supporting local restaurants.
Oh, nice.
So everyone gets together and supports a different local restaurant.
That's awesome.
So I thought, well, maybe I should do that, and started a Daybreak business group on Facebook, and then also became an admin on Daybreak Business Networking, and started a lunch for everybody to get together and network and get to know each other, and a group for people to be able to share and help lift each other up.
I love it, and it has been so fun to get to know, more of our locals here. We've got some awesome, amazing, talented people in our community.
I need to know, Bex, where you find these people who are all scientists, because last week's episode we had Emily, the chocolatier, on, remember, from deepdarkdrinkingchocolate.com?
Yes, that's right.
And she was from a family of scientists.
She was.
Are you a scientist and you haven't told me, or what's up
My
with this?
degree is in that, so maybe we need to get you back to school.
I felt like I've got 2 bachelor degrees, and I felt like I was educated, but the people around me, especially in Daybreak, like you're saying, they are amazing people.
Yeah.
Got a lot of smart people here, got a lot of talented people here.
Yeah.
It is an amazing thing, but yeah.
The entrepreneurs are just so fun here. They're doing multiple things, and they're well educated. They've had multiple careers in their lifetimes. They're just so fun to get to know.
That is one thing about, you guys are originally from California, it sounds like, so,
Well, the accent on me.
That's true. Not
Yes.
Yes, you've lived there, what
I was about a decade. I did a decade stint. I always say I did a decade stint like I was in prison.
Yeah, but that accent.
But I loved it. I did love it in LA.
That accent does give you
It does, yes.
Yeah, it was Tennessee homegrown, right? But that being said, to your point, Sarah, yes, we've got a lot. Utah does have very well educated workforce here and individuals here, very entrepreneur driven, right? The mindset here is very much that way.
People that appreciate the arts and the creativity and writing. We have lots of authors in our community too.
Oh yeah. We've met a couple of them. So tell us about your business, though. I want to hear more about Daybreak Treasures Boutique.
Yeah.
Now, is this a permanent location, an online only?
Like a brick and mortar, or
So currently it's out of my home, it's online, and it's free to local delivery, but we're looking for a space that would be wonderful, because I really want people to be able to come in and touch and flip through the books and touch the crafts that they're buying and the art pieces that they're buying. So as it's growing online, we're also looking for a space. So if you know someone that knows a good space, we also have a few, I have friends that are coming together in a council for helping grow moms' businesses in the area, and we're looking to maybe come in on something together and build it together. So it's just constantly trying to help people build those connections and give spaces to everyone.
I saw something about you being a mompreneur, a mompreneur.
A mompreneur,
is that true? Did you coin that term? What is that about? That's cool.
Well, I'm a mom of 5, and
okay.
You hear the monopreneur, the one person running the business. So I was mompreneur.
I love it.
I got that title down.
Yeah. I have kids from 23 down to 3, so I'm just very busy mom.
Wow. And running this business. That's
Yeah, that's a lot going on, because I've got adult children now, and that range, that keeps you busy, I'm sure. You're still in toddler phase too.
Yeah, well, she's a little above toddler.
She's a little above that, I guess.
Yeah.
So speaking of being a mompreneur, tell me a little bit about women in business. So what advice would you give other female entrepreneurs looking to start and grow a business?
I would say find something that you are really passionate about that makes you feel like your true self. And then just connect with other people who love that, because showing what truly makes you happy, you're going to automatically put more passion and time and effort into. Mm-hmm. It won't even feel like you're putting effort into it because you love it so much.
Yes.
And then every time you go out and do something, instead of feeling run down or like it's too much for you to handle, you'll feel invigorated and like it's giving you new life and new happiness every time that you do it. So you're not going out and spending time that's going to run you down and away from what makes you truly happy, but it's going to make your happiness bigger and stronger. And people will know, and people will be drawn by that.
Yes.
Wholeheartedly agree. Like, you were just speaking to my heart there. Like, that was so powerful, because I'm like, yes. I was trying not to interrupt you because that was such a powerful answer. So thank you for that. Sorry to interrupt you.
No. Hey, I was interrupting you guys. Listen, if there's any pain points and things that you run across as a women-owned business, and we can do anything to support you, let us know. That goes for any women-owned business out there. Yeah. This is Radio Daybreak. It's Ride the Wave Media. on paper or whatever, I'm the CEO. Behind the scenes, my beautiful wife is the reason for this. So I am all about women-owned businesses. Yeah. Like it's what I support. Anything like that we can do to help, let us know, please.
Yes, and speaking of women-owned businesses, we actually pick a new mom business once a month, and we do a business in bloom, helping them launch that. Oh. We do kind of like a baby shower for their new business, and we give them gifts, and we have games, and it's once a month. So check that out.
We'll get Becks over there for that for sure to represent us and Radio Daybreak. But we'll send Becks because that sounds like an amazing event too. Yeah,
absolutely. And I know last month you just highlighted another Daybreak member who we are actually, I don't want to give it away, but she is going to be on the show in either a couple of weeks. I think.
Yeah. She's coming up.
But that being said, our listeners don't know when that is. So do you mind sharing some details on that?
Well, it's usually the middle of the month. Our date is not quite set for December yet, but that will be coming out soon. And then you can look at DaybreakTreasures.com on our events to find out when we have our art classes, our book signings, and our business in bloom, and our business networking lunches.
Yes, and so far the networking lunches are on Wednesdays. I know the location is going to change in the month of December.
We actually kind of started it out like Harriman had it, where we rotated every couple weeks to a new restaurant, but I'm finding that if we meet once a week, people know where it is, and then I can just roll it out once a month. So we're finishing up at Biscott's this month, and then we're going to the Break, and then it's going to be upstairs Harmon's in January.
I love it. That's nice.
So again, to our listeners out there, if you want to jump on board and you want to come and network, you're a business owner, and this is not for the female. This is
for everyone.
This is for everyone. So
Daybreakers
only? And
South Jordan. So our local area. So
surrounding entrepreneurs.
So this is not for our loyal listeners out in Sweden.
No.
to come
Canada,
to. Okay.
Yeah, but it's Wednesday, and just to reiterate, that's going to be Wednesday, 1 p.m. and in the month of December, because it's December. Crazy.
It is,
This has gone really fast, but it's going to be over at the Break. 1 o'clock Wednesday.
So I mentioned our listeners in Sweden. I wasn't kidding about that. We've got listeners in Utah and Daybreak, but we're all the way in Sweden. I want to hear more about some of these products that my listeners overseas can get online, or how can they get a little piece of Daybreak Treasures from you?
Just go to DaybreakTreasures.com, and we have our artists and authors on there. We have all kinds of beautiful works, that paintings to macroweave to different genres of local authors.
And you ship all over the world, or?
We do ship.
Yeah, I love it. Okay.
But our main focus is our local community. Yeah. But we will ship all over the world.
Now, how does the product in your store work? Is it consignment? Is it made by somebody? Like, how does that happen?
Some of it is wholesale to retail, and some of it is on consignment, depending on the author, the work, and how they have their business set up.
So if I have something that I want to sell, I can bring it to you, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. We sit down and see if we'll be a good fit for each other.
Okay.
And then I can put that on there. I also help promote you at the local events, and we do have the Daybreak Winter Market is going to be at the DCC, and we will be there. And some of our other vendors are going to be there. So if one of our vendors is at a same event, we won't have their items at our booth. But we will have the other items. Let's say that they have another event at a different place, then I can have their items at that booth.
Do you have any like one-of-a-kind items?
We have many one-of-a-kind items. We have sculptures and all kinds of handmade one-of-a-kind things.
All right, so speaking of the Winter Market, I know that that's coming up. Sarah, give us the details on that.
So we're going to have a wonderful market coming up with a lot of local vendors. December 8th, 4 to 8 p.m., and that's a Friday. And then Saturday, December 9th, 10 a.m. to 3 at the DCC.
Okay, Blane, we've got to be there. We've got to make sure that we're there. We'll check out the boutique and some of these other local vendors. It's going to be exciting.
We'll definitely be there because I got an item I'm going to have to bring to you I'm trying to sell.
Oh, great.
Now, I was in an exotic country a couple years ago.
Oh dear, what is this? Where?
And I ran across this mysterious gentleman who he handed me a monkey's paw, and he said he got 3 wishes on it.
Oh no.
I'm wondering if I can come down there and sell that thing this weekend.
No, actually,
I'm kidding.
it sounds fascinating.
I'm referencing the old W.W. Jacobs.
application. Laura's the person in charge of all that. She's really wonderful. There's an application process, and then she approves the people that come in there. So people are handpicked that are vendors.
I got denied. All right, I'll have to see if I have to put the monkey's paw back in the box.
I like things that are actually created by the people.
Yes, absolutely. I do have a serious question. What other big things do you have coming up for 2024?
So we actually have, I'm part of the Daybreak Art Council as well, and we have an art gallery. So if you are a local artist, keep your eye open for that email coming out for that application. And each artist can put in 6 items to be approved, and we'll be approving those in January. So pretty soon you'll want to start putting your 6 items. If you haven't started making it yet, make it now, so that you can take pictures and then put that in there, and then we'll be approving those entries.
I'll tell you what, we'll invite you back right now. We're inviting you back for February. Come on, we'll talk about that, the art show, and get the word out there for you.
I would love to.
Yeah,
we'll see you then. Thanks for joining the show.
Thank
you.
Hey, thank you, Sara Elbert, the owner of Daybreak Treasures Boutique, for coming on the show. Becks, did you see how graciously she shot me down for trying to get rid of this monkey's paw?
Blane, you come up with some of the most shocking things sometimes for our guests. It baffles me. But yeah, she really was. She was a good sport about it.
Hey, in all seriousness, I did check out the website, and she's got some incredible pieces of art over there. I can't wait to see what she's got down there at the Daybreak Winter Market. Can you give us those details again? When is that happening? That's this weekend, right? Friday, Saturday?
It is. Yeah, it is. It's this weekend. So we just came off a busy weekend, Blane, and you know what? We're right back to it this weekend. So we are headed over to the DCC, the Daybreak Community Center, for the Daybreak Winter Market, which is this Friday and Saturday. Friday, the hours are 4 to 8 p.m., and then Saturday, it is 10 to 3.
I love it. So that's Daybreak Winter Market coming up this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Sara Elbert will be down there. She's not going to let me get this monkey's paw off of me.
No, she's not.
So I mentioned Sweden in our interview.
Yeah.
That's a legit thing. Did you know we really have loyal listeners now all the way in Sweden?
You were telling me that, yeah. In a few different countries, I hear. But yes, you mentioned Sweden on our last podcast.
Actually, we're in every country now. But yeah, I've gotten feedback from Sweden. I got to tell you something. I like the Swedes. I like Sweden. I like us living in America. But I think there's reason to move to Sweden as well. Now, before you start throwing your Budweisers and Big Macs at me out there, let me give you a couple things. And I don't want to get too political, okay? Because either your guy won or he didn't win in this election, but that's got nothing to do with it. Sweden, let me talk about their education. It's free for everybody.
Yeah.
From preschool all the way to university. So they got some of the smartest people out there. They're the highest ranking in math, science, reading, higher than us. Higher than the U.S. This one right here is what I like, though.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's a low crime rate.
Oh.
Well, what would lead to a low crime rate? Happiness. They are the happiest country in the world.
I was going to say that, or, Singapore, and where there's like zero tolerance, and you're going to die.
That's true. You go over there and you get the Singapore cane, and that's right. They don't have the Swede cane, I don't believe. Also,
death penalty.
That's right.
For drugs. Death penalty.
That's right. I do like that the Swedes also, there is a maternity and a paternity leave.
Yeah.
No questions asked. Over in America, they think you're supposed to be back at work, the next week after you give birth? No. You get a whole year off over there. That's awesome.
I know. Isn't that crazy? So, Blane, I do have to point out on the flip side, right? Because our listeners are going to call you out on this.
Oh, I know.
Which they now expect. They're kind of waiting for this. So their tax rate, right, versus ours. Somebody's paying the bill for this.
You're right. So I will digress here. Like I said, I am just Blane. It's just my opinion. But there's a couple reasons why I did think Sweden was better than the U.S. But hey, I didn't say let's pack our bags and start moving over there just
Not
yet.
So,
yeah. But that's it for this week's show. I could keep going on, but I better not, because you're right. I will get some people riled up out there. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Yes, we're on TikTok.
Right.
It's at Radio Daybreak. You can stay up to date with all we got going on.
Yes, that's right. We have tons of giveaways, Blane. Don't forget that. Ooh. Lots of great giveaways. Y'all have been really active online on socials.
Yeah.
And we're going to be announcing another giveaway here soon. So stay tuned for that. What else can I tell you, Blane?
What's on next week's show? Yeah, what's on next week's show?
I almost forgot. Shweta from Precious Delights Candles will be on the show next week. So again, Shweta from Precious Delights Candles. She's right here, another Daybreaker, and has a small business. You won't want to miss that show.
I love it. Also, big news coming in the next few weeks from Ride the Wave Media, the podcast network. We're going to be launching. We'll have a bunch of shows on deck. We got game related. We got Radio Daybreak. We'll be a part of that. I can't wait. It's going to be super exciting. But yeah, we'll see you next week with Precious Delights.